Last week was boring. This week's even worse. How could they improve on the boredom? I just don't know. If you genuinely enjoy this show, I'm really pleased for you. But I think you really need to seek some kind of help or therapy. Please reach out to somebody. Episode 8 of Star Trek Vagina. I'm so glad there's only 2 episodes left to go. Please make it stop. Space AIDS. Starfleet Academy Episode 8. It's called The Life of the Stars. And it really wasn't star blazing at all, this episode. Another non-entity episode, Z. What do you reckon?
This is undoubtedly the most painful Starfleet Academy episode since last week.
It's boring again, isn't it? It's on that same level. And I thought after last week, there might have been a surprise, apart from Tilly being in this, which wasn't really much of a surprise. You know, it was kind of anticlimactic for all the wrong reasons.
It was another episode devoid of story or any form of content, with everybody just talking about their feelings and personal trauma. Get over yourselves.
It was like a Tampax advert, for real.
Definitely. I mean, the cadets are without a doubt the most narcissistic and self-absorbed glombies in the entire galaxy.
Is that a reflection of modern youth, do you think?
I don't know. I want a story and an adventure, but here we are, week in, week out, with yet another hour of complete nothingness.
And Robert Picardo's The Doctor was just completely boring. And a bit sullen and like he needed a smag.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes into full ham mode later on.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he waxes lyrical about how utterly alone he is and the march of time blurs into nothingness. The same true about my brain, if I'm being honest with you. Every time I watch one of these episodes, I switch off halfway through and then it switches back on and it's the end and I wonder what's happened. And then I go back and watch it again and nothing has happened.
I couldn't rewatch it this time. I had an excuse. I had to go out and be Dad's taxis tonight. Tarima's back this week, which was unfortunate. Oh, Jaden, he's going to be so happy. And have you noticed when anybody ever comes in, everybody just stares at them?
Yeah,
that's not a good environment for learning, is it?
Or surrounds them.
Yeah.
Like they're about to have a fight or something.
It's like Grangel, but worse. I think I'd sooner be in Grangel with Danny Kendall and Trevor Cleavage than these guys.
Well, it's good to see Tiramisu back, and she's been transferred, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been moved from the War College into the Starfleet Academy.
A decision that appears taken without her consent. Plus, also, she's got the added misery of not having the guy who nutted in her call for 6 weeks. And, she's definitely looking like she's got a case of the SADS.
Post-coitus ghosting. I didn't realise she was an Aussie till I looked it up last week.
You think she'd have a bit more personality?
Yeah, I don't think that's down to her. I think it's down to the character and the dynamics that she's allowed to play with.
Yeah,
I'm sure that Kurtzman and co. pull them to one side and say, well, you can do this, you can't do that. They give them like a bit of a Bible on how to be as the character.
Yeah, set phasers to bland.
Yeah, to bum if you're Gaiden. But she's just so, fair enough, yeah, all these kids have been through a bit of an experience. But you would have thought that these kids would be mature enough to take it on the chin and go, yeah, that was pretty bad and it was pretty messed up. But we can learn from this. This is what command's all about. We're going to be in situations like this if we get on a starship.
Yeah, exactly right. But no, this is literally taking them months to get over it.
Yeah, it's almost like this whole episode is about exploring the depths of PTSD and self-loathing and, you know, you're carrying guilt around for stuff and you've got to let it out. But
I think it was written by somebody who's never actually experienced PTSD. They've just written down what they think PTSD is, and subsequently it comes off clunky and without any merit or any feeling.
The writers of this episode were Gaia Violo, she's the showrunner and creator, and Jane Maggs. And it's not getting a very good rating at the moment over on IMDb. A lot of people in the comments are lauding it something chronic. One bad plot, one good plot. Not improving, says another. Another one says one good plot, one bad plot. The Life of Stars. Not a filler, but definitely not a great leap forward. Unwatchable, says one guy. And then somebody says 10 out of 10. One of the most moving Star Trek episodes I've ever seen. Oh, do you need a Snickers and a duvet and a copy of Bridget Jones's Diary, love?
Really, one of the most moving episodes you've ever seen.
Yeah, bowel movements more like it.
Up there within a light.
Yeah. Hello to everybody in the chat. Gamers in there. Hello, Gamer. How are you? Paul Dickinson. Also, Argenton, RG. Now I'm allowed to call her that. Hello, you. She says, hey-oh, my nerds. Hello, you. Franco. Well done to Christopher Snyder for being first. There's always a race to be first in the chat, and I like that. And that's good.
It's pretty
friendly
good.
Competition.
And anyway, in the previous slide, the doctor tells her that she could never do this again, which 100% means she's going to do this again before the end of season 2. I would imagine that there's probably going to be an episode where her inhibitor malfunctions and she projects all of her emotions onto other cadets, a bit like Naked Now and Naked Time. Bookmark this timestamp. It's gonna happen.
I thought there was going to be a bit of... You remember when Loaxana Troy was going through the change and she was transmitting her hormonal feelings telepathically?
Yes.
I thought there was going to be a bit of that kicking off, especially this scene here where Durham accidentally bumps into this guy here. And I thought, hey, it's kicking off.
You want him? I'll give it you.
Yeah. But apparently this is all due to the incident on the Mirakami. You know, they can't get over it. But this sullen cow, that's it. Sorry,
the origami.
I was going to say Kawasaki for some reason, but this sullen cow bag here, she is just so boring and stiff. Talk about wrong casting. I would have preferred to have seen somebody a bit more dynamic in this role, not some scruffy-haired old trout.
Talks like Eric Cartman.
I mean, if you look back on Kirk, Picard, Sisko, Janeway, Archer, you would follow them headlong into battle.
Yeah, they inspire people. Yeah, they give people that courage and much needed. What's the word? You know, the people you believe in. You know, characters that are real. And none of these characters, and I've said this week on week so far, not one of these people am I rooting for. Not one of these characters do I care for. And I love the Doctor in Voyager for all his sins, and Robert Picardo with all the simping and shilling he's been doing. I've kind of lost all respect for him.
Well, he's kind of been active for 900 years. You think his character would have grown some, but no, he's just as stoic as he was in Caretaker.
Yeah. Oh dear, this was pitiful to watch. This was like a really bad take on the Kobayashi Maru test.
It was, especially she says they all failed. They're all dead, but she's sitting in the captain's chair. She should be directing them, and they should be responding to her commands. You don't rely on other bridge officers to shout orders to you. There's somebody in charge for a reason. It's like they've completely misunderstood the chain of command and said, well, just let the cadets work it out for themselves.
Yeah. That always works well in situations like this. And did you notice something quite disturbing this week?
No.
Gaydon's a little bit poorly and under the weather and doing a lot of coughing and sneezing.
He's got the man flu.
I don't think it is. I think Kyle brought Morden crabs back from Ibiza. I think there might be a bit of space aids kicking off. And Jet Reno, of all people, to run this simulation, because she's just a sarky, sour bitch.
And she's just sitting there. Tell them to do something. They're cadets. They don't know this stuff.
Yeah. Here we go. Sandwich acquisition machine. They didn't concentrate on just one character this week. It was a mishmash of, exploring feelings and depth and range with the whole sort of slew of them, but none of it really paid off, and it wasn't really well written in a way that you would sympathise with these characters, or
No, not at all. It just seemed janky as they lurched from one character to another, trying to establish some sort of emotional resonance, which just didn't come.
Yeah, they just look like a bunch of, I don't know, third-rate actors on their first real venture out in a production. And just, I mean, look at that. What am I doing? This is what I really sound like. This is what I sound like in Star Trek. That video on social media just blew my mind, because he reminds me of that episode of South Park. No, you've been ignorant. You've been intolerant. You know, the Michael Jackson one.
Mm-hmm.
He sounds like Michael Jackson. Then when he's on, they actually doctor his voice, don't they? They drop his voice down to
they've got to drop it a few octaves because he sounds so gay.
But they didn't do that with Michael Dorn.
Well, no, because he's got a naturally deep voice,
like any real man.
And I don't understand how Sam cannot function. You see later in the episode that she can memorize the entirety of every play ever written.
Yeah.
So why hasn't she read every single Starfleet handbook ever written? And
you've got to have contradictions.
She's got to perform exemplary in these sort of situations. If anybody should have been the bestest ever, it should have been her. Yeah.
And do you know what I found interesting here? All that kept going through my head was, she's really looking for a subway. She's a bit peckish, bless her. And they're all really crap at the job, you know? They're allegedly doing all this training and they're learning from the best.
Yeah. I mean, just go back 1 week. They all seem to be getting along just fine after the Miyazaki incident, but even the week before that. But now they're just falling apart at the seams. Whenever some sort of challenge comes their way, they just buckle.
They crumble, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I would not want to be on a ship with any of these cadets. They would definitely get us killed.
No, they're all a bit shit, really. And look at that. That just screams hangry. I'm going to eat somebody. And then we get this sarcastic. I don't know. I think this person here should not be involved with Star Trek in any capacity.
No.
You know? Because dry, unfunny sarcasm is just dry and unfunny sarcasm. I don't think there was enough lens flare this week. They're all bitter about being disappointed. They've only let themselves down this week. They're not cohesive. They don't work. They don't integrate well with each other. They don't play well.
Except when they're not in one of these situations where they all seem to get along just fine with each other.
It's all right when it's downtime and mucking about and whatnot. But doing anything meaningful or life-threatening, that's it. The wheels come off. And they're sat in the corner sucking each other's thumbs.
Well, apparently trauma counselling simply isn't enough.
Oh, dear. Do you know something? I know this sounds really awful, and it's frowned upon now, but if you were like that back in the day, you would be told to suck it up.
Yes.
And somebody would pretty much give you a bit of a slap and say, look, just pull yourself together. I think there's a lack of that in society. You know, some people...
a lack of something.
Yeah, and this got me. She's right. Let me just make this big for a while. She was picking a fucking nose. Why does a hologram need to pick a nose?
I've no idea. Maybe she's got holographic bogies.
I don't know. It was very bizarre. Oh, look, where's the skirt this week, love? This week, I identify somebody with a penis. I wonder if Klingons really do have 3 testicles.
4? Quad?
Oh, it's 4, is it?
Yeah, I think they actually put into canon that Klingons have 2 penises because he was reading Klingon opera. But he had quadrant testicles. So 4 balls.
Do you know something? That must be excruciating if you got need in the knackers and you're a Klingon.
No wonder Carl was so happy last week.
Yeah. I bet he's juggling like Cirque du Soleil.
Like a mouthful of marbles.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't talk with my mouth full. And he gets a double dose. Gosh, he must have a bumhole like the Dartford Tunnel.
So all the cadets have been called into this room.
They've been summoned up via pad. Just look at Jaden. He's not even suited up properly. He's just so lax. You know, he's got no real discipline, the lad. Bless him. And we had a couple of nondescript characters to the right there. And I've noticed that they started creeping nondescripts in.
Well, you've got to have some sort of filler. If it's going to be an actual classroom, it's got to be full of students, not just the 5 or 6 cadets that they've decided to focus on for this series.
Caster Gem Steri. I can't. Oh God, I can't even say words tonight. Cast Stage Mysteries says man-spreading Trek. It pretty much is. Hello to Skyfire, thanks for joining us. Atom Gray, Gavin Blackburn, hello everybody. Why does a hologram need a bed? Well said, Graham Wrenched. I don't know, Bella Shepherd, hot or not?
Well, it's 50-50, really, depending on the episode. Sometimes she looks a bit round in the face, and other times she looks quite delicious. But here she looks like she's literally stumbled out of somebody else's bed.
Yeah. I think they've got the same hairdresser as old Cartman, Erica Cartman, captain of the ship. Because she looks like she's been dragged through an edge backwards too. Look at Sam. Have you got a sandwich on your love I can borrow?
Acquire those sandwiches.
Have you got a ham sandwich? I'm rather partial to ham.
You know who was partial to sandwiches?
Whom?
Lieutenant Zempic from Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, Tilly B.O. What's the B.O. stand for before Ozempic? Fucking hell. Caleb is just such a knob. He's a narcissistic prick at best. In fact, Genesis is too.
Give me Genesis!
She looks a bit fish-facey there, doesn't she? Like you say, 1 minute she looks like, yeah, you give it a go, and then she goes all like Cabbage Patch Kid in the face.
She does, yes.
Look at Gaiden. I do not like vagina.
It's not Stranger Things.
I don't know. I think that, you know, all these shows have gone off the fucking rails. And I can't stand Tarima's brother, because he's about as much use as a condom with a hole in it.
Ockham is as wet as.
He is, isn't he? And he deserves a really thorough slapping.
Which is a shame, really, because on his original introduction, what was it, episode 3? He seemed absolutely quite competent and looked like he might be an interesting character, someone to temper his sister. But no, as time progressed, he just turned into a complete wet.
Yeah, he's gone from somebody who might be a bit of a hook to a cook. Oh, Gaiden, I'm looking for somebody with a penis. Oh, look, it's Tarima. She's back.
It's tiramisu.
And she's got an upgraded and enhanced implant this time. The all-singing, all-dancing version. Hello to K70 in the chat. Also,
doesn't it do exactly the same thing as her last implant, only a little bit more powerful?
I don't know.
Because the other one used to flash and malfunction. This one kind of keeps her in a static mode, which should mean that she has full control over her emotional range.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why she is so sad, because she just let out an almighty scream and then went into a coma for 6 weeks.
I think it's like a permanent dose of ADHD medication.
Well, she's got a Ritalin implant.
Yeah. Just keeping her on that. She's flatlining, isn't she, emotionally all the time? And Jaden's like, oh, sorry, you know, I gave you a bit of muck in your spunk trumpet, and I just ghosted you while you're in a coma. But he's like, yeah. It reminds me of, remember Kid Creole and the Coconuts?
Yes.
He looks like Kid Creole without the pencil mustache.
A little bit.
Oh, Annie, I'm not your daddy. And Tarima's just like, you can F right off, pal.
Yeah, you didn't write to me at all while I was in a coma. You dick.
Yeah,
You just nut and go.
he did. He plugged and sprayed, and then he like went, "Yeah, I've tapped that." And they all know. It's like everybody knows everybody's business in this show. But I find it weird, because Sam's the only person who doesn't generate any, how can I put it? Any kind of like, that too. Because she's not actually real, Tarima couldn't read it as a beta Z. And I think that's why they get on well in this episode. Because she's the only person who doesn't chuck out any telepathic junk her way. How humiliating is that? Now you're in the same class as your weedy brother, and then you have to sit next to him in class. Oh, look at him. Hey. Look at me. I'm looking at you.
Come and get it.
Yeah.
Yummy.
And she's like, fuck off.
Fuck off. It weren't all that.
Yeah. You put your winky in my kitchen sinky, but it wasn't that great. Let me just catch up with the chat. Hello to... Where was it? Oh, crikey. You'd think I'd get better at this after a year. It has gone. Somebody funky monoped, I think it was. Hello to you. Hello to Snorter Poopus Cuber. Anybody else in there? Hello, Skyfire. I think I said hello. I like to keep up with the chat. What did you reckon to this episode if you were unfortunate enough like me and Z to watch it? I think he's getting the message now.
Yeah, I think so. There
was a lot of convoluted scriptage in this episode, where it was all like regurgitated from other episodes of Star Trek.
Yeah, I think they had enough material to fill, 22 minutes, and then had to pad it out with crap for the rest of it.
And I thought it was rather weak that they had to pretty much rip off season 3, episode 22 of Star Trek Voyager called Real Life. The one where the Doctor gives himself a family and B'Elanna messes with the program and makes it a bit harder. And then the wheels properly came off. It's Lieutenant Ozempic herself, Tilly.
Sylvia Tilly, welcome back. You're half the woman you used to be.
Well, the thing is, it's a poor show, isn't it, when they have to do member berries for disco? Yeah? Oh, Kiwi monoped. There we go. Funky moped. I'm sorry about that.
You know why they brought her back in this and not any of the other Discovery characters? Because back in a 2021 interview, she told everybody she identified as queer before she got married, which eventually led to a divorce in October 2023. So that lasted a long time.
Well, she was lucky to get some action, I think. She's not exactly... Look at her. Oh, look at me.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, you're all still asleep. Wakey, wakey, Ractogino and Bakey. Shut the fuck up.
And the whole premise of, we're going to do theatre, but it's really a way of me getting you to open up about your trauma.
That is absolutely ridiculous. She's going to teach the cadets about theatre, not diplomacy, not tactics, theatre. And the explanation she gives is 8 out of 10 captains ask that question. Cadets ask that question. The other 2 becomes captains, which is absolute bollocks.
She is just such a smug bitch.
And they're doing this because it's a tool for social and political change somehow.
Oh, yeah, funny that.
It's never come up in any other Star Trek series ever.
Isn't that a lefty tactic as well?
It is.
Look at it. You could tell she'd happily go to Seattle.
But
I dyed my hair orange. Really?
She explains that theatre is statecraft and statecraft is theatre, but statecraft obviously requires hard material power like money, weapons, energy, and food, institutional capacity, intelligence and strategy, and administrative competence, which is not being taught at all in this theatre class. But she does insist on making it a threat that if you fail this, you fail the entire semester.
Franco says, has the new implant on Tiramisu got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth? Nice. Skyfire says, it's Wi-Fi enabled and comes with 6 months of Spotify. Oh dear. Paul Dickinson says to Christopher Snyder, would Councillor Troy undertake said counselling while wearing that nipple-tastic negligee she has? That was a great episode. Her nips are out like chapel hat pegs.
Yes. I'm getting thoughts now of Crusher and Troy doing aerobics.
Yeah, I remember that episode. That was apparently one of the most paused episodes of Star Trek The Next Gen.
I'm not surprised.
Hello to Beagle Reloaded over on Rumble. Evening all, he says. Hello there, sir.
Anyway, this has to be the least important thing that they have to do theatre-wise. I'm 100% on board with the cadets' resentment of this course. This should never have been a thing. She should not have been brought back for this.
Gamer says, member berries to a show no one watched.
Well, it's Star Trek Discovery, isn't it? Just shorten it to STD. There's a reason people didn't watch it. Yeah. It is Space AIDS.
Cast Stage Mystery says Raging Orange Ringlets, and that's down below and on top. K70 says, this is why I do fan films. Interesting thing is, I watched a video on YouTube yesterday about how fan films were doing better than anything like along the lines of this, and how CBS shut them all down just before Disco launched.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that Disney are currently exercising a free hand on the Star Wars fan films, because there's been some quite interesting ones on YouTube where they explain things between the gaps in the movies, which has been pretty nice to watch.
Yeah. Thing is, though, why stifle creativity? Cease and desist aren't good optics for big studios.
They aren't. We're getting the whole Starfleet Academy thing all over again.
Well, that had to be chopped down to 2 15-minute episodes as a part of the terms and conditions now.
It was going to be feature length, but, you know.
Yeah, there was that guy who, there were a couple of productions, and they were both in Georgia for some reason. Oh, God, look at that. I always wondered what happened to Spuggy from Biker Grove.
Biker Grove.
Biker Grove. Hey!
I'm blind.
Yeah. Shame he got his vision back. I've actually been to Biker Grove.
Have you?
Yes.
Is it as bad as it looks on the TV?
Well, what's left of it, it's just a shambles now.
Like most of the UK.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying anything. Franco says Star Trek Continues was a brilliant series. That got shut down too. They've all been shut down. And apparently, Walter Koenig and George Takei both got disciplined by the studio for appearing in fan productions. So now, if any fan productions are made, they can't be serialized. They can't be longer than 15 minutes. And they can't feature anybody, cast or crew, of any Star Trek version.
Why do they even care? Because they've basically drawn a line under everything that Roddenberry produced to come up with this crap that we have to watch every week. So it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect the canon of the series.
No.
In fact, it brings attention to Star Trek, and it makes people engage with it and makes it popular again. But this is just the diametric opposite of that.
Well, Kurtzman and Secret Hideout haven't offered anything Star Trek worthy or anything that should bear the name. And this was terrible as well. Sam the sycophant. Oh, you're the best. You're brilliant. And she's like, oh, I like you. And oh, I'll take a bow. And then she's doing all this swatting up on theatre. Why is she even looking it up on a pad? She can access it remotely.
I mean, she is literally reading everything everywhere all at once. And she could have imparted the entirety of human knowledge and achievements during her Mork calling Orson sessions from the previous episodes. So why is she learning it at the speed of a human and then relaying it back at the speed of the human when she could just access the databases, absorb everything in seconds, and then just transmit it over to them and go, see, humans are good and worthwhile. Why don't you come out of your closet and spend some time with them?
Well, that would be too easy, and it'd be very common sense, and it'd give the whole debacle a purpose and reason, and it would make sense.
Mm.
You know, and they don't seem to want to do that. Just catching up briefly with the chat. Christopher Snyder says, so is Farragut Forward. Great fan series. Yeah, I've never actually watched that. Graham said he watched the first episode of Biker Grove. Nice. Ardent Party says, Axonar was so good. So was Renegades. Koenig and the guy who played Icheb were in that one. Yes, they were. But it's just called Renegades now because they had to take the Star Trek out. Ardent also says if Paramount had been sensible, they wouldn't have cracked down on the fan films. They would have recruited from makers. True.
Exactly. Why not get some of the writers on board? You know, if they can write engaging track that people are interested in, then bring them on your series. Make them do it again with your characters. Make them likable. Make them relatable.
Yeah,
when something happens to them, make people feel about it, rather than if something happens to Sam or if something happens to Caleb or something happens to Tiramisu, I don't give a shit. Eject them out the nearest airlock.
They need spacing. They really do. Just on another note, sad news today about the creator, well, one of the creators of Red Dwarf, Rob Grant, passing away.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a deal of information about that. But I tell you what did go through my head. 4,691. Z.
4,691.
Yeah. Irradiated haggis.
Oh, right.
Sorry. Was that too specific?
It was too specific.
Sorry. I do apologise.
Got a little Red Dwarf fact for you.
Go on.
I'm in the studio audience in season 5, episode 1 to 5.
Jammy bugger.
I know.
Has it been reported to the Scutters?
Oh dear. I like the Scutters. They were great.
Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead.
What? Even Chen?
Even Chen.
Even Peterson? I've eaten half the crew.
I mean, I should never have let him out in the first place.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. And then, I don't know, Starbug I didn't like it when it went Starbug. It lost its feel.
When they lost the ship, it did go a bit downhill from then on.
Yeah. Gamer says, it seems to me Paramount and Disney do not want to compare and contrast of great fan films versus their product.
No. I mean, Alex Kurtzman, hasn't he turned down offers of help from established writers?
Well, do you know what he said? He said he wanted people who didn't know or understand Star Trek at all, because he wanted to create something different.
Well, congratulations. You have picked people who know nothing about Star Trek at all.
And here we have a bit of a touching moment, because the Betazoid can't read a hologram. And she's overly excited about this whole play malarkey. And that just felt a contrivance as well. That is not a good look.
No.
That's like, I'm going to eat you when nobody's looking. I'm going to eat your face off.
You look like a sandwich.
Do you know a Subway? Hello, Tiramisu. I want to play a game.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Starfleet Subway, because, I mean, they've got a Starfleet Costa in the atrium, haven't they?
Yeah, selling Ractogenos. But don't let her make you one, because I cannot ingest this. This is inedible. Hello, Punchy. Says, hey, chat. He can write in Japanese, do you know?
Can he?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw him on a stream last night, and he wrote in Japanese, I fucking love aliens, which was quite good. I thought that was well impressive.
Mm.
Yeah, she's done all this data download and picked a totally bizarre play. I'm not cultured or refined. I don't dig plays. I don't know whether it's because I'm autistic or what. I can't sit down and be quiet and, be mindful of others because I get rather agitated.
Yes.
And then she goes on a tirade about a pillow.
Yeah.
For 4.5 minutes, she goes on about a fucking pillow.
Well, it's amazing, her pillow, and also amazing that she can pull underwear up her butt. She's a hologram. How does that even work?
Yeah.
Does she even require underwear? Can she magically make it appear because that's how she works and how she functions? Because they never fully explain exactly how Sam works. I mean, back in the Roddenberry years, there was no end of technical manuals that you could read that would tell you how warp drive work, what a Heisen compensator would do, the functions of inertial dampeners or transporter buffers. But here we get another Sam-centric episode, and I know just as much about her functionality as I did after the first episode.
Yeah. It's like they don't even come with a Dixon's brochure.
Or the John England catalogue, straight to the ladies' underwear section.
Nice. And look
Looking
at her.
through that, and I didn't even know why.
She's looking at her and saying, "Your head looks like a chicken teriyaki sub, a foot long."
I'm gonna eat you.
Subway. And she's still glitching, everybody.
Oh, no.
Talk about ripping off another Disney IP. Because I get the vibe. They kind of nicked this from Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, Vanellope von Schweet.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not glitching at all. Even though she went to that spa in Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, she should really be telling somebody about this because it's getting worse. But she doesn't, so the episode can happen.
Yeah, it's all plot devices. I mean, she looks all right from the back. I don't know where it's going wrong here. Is it the old adage that every woman looks great from behind?
Maybe they use a bottom double.
I don't know, because she looks adequate. And then, what the fuck?
Mm.
Porsche. And I'm thinking Allegro.
Louder.
Porsche. Allegro. Porsche. Allegro. In
2CV.
mustard yellow. What did you say? Brie Larson's feet?
No, 2CV.
Oh, right. I thought you said Brie Larson's feet. Oh, dear. Ardent Party says in the chat, Paramount felt embarrassed by the quality of the fan productions. I guess that's might have a bit of truth to it, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it might do.
Ardent Party says, lol, now that is a name, Irradiated Haggis. Sounds like a Scots punk folk band. Huh. Graham says the jokes are dead, Dave. Oh, God. Skyfire's singing in the chat. It's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less. All right, let's stop it there. Oh, the singing's dead, Dave. Oh, this whole bollocks about her having a record player in the 32nd century. Vinyl would not have survived.
No, vinyl's got a shelf life of 200 years if you keep it in pristine condition. But if you put it on that stupid gramophone thing, it's going to scratch the fuck out of it. And it's going to be essentially useless after about 50 plays.
What's worse than an ugly ginger?
I don't know. What is worse than an ugly ginger?
An ugly fat ginger. That's it. That's Tucko's Zempic. Fat shaming. You're body shaming us. And then, like, a bit of the band gets back together. You've got Jet Reno. You've got Tilly. And then you've got Captain Moccasin. Oh, God. Even the Les don't want to know. She's like, get the fuck off me, you ginger.
And she gives that really ridiculous line, we are the women that time forgot. That's right up there with, we are the granddaughters of the witches you couldn't burn. Absolute bollocks, if you ask me.
The power of one, the power of many.
The power of many.
Don't remind me. I'm still trying to get over that, to be honest. But any excuse to get, look, she's Captain Pissstink, and
How
she
many
likes a drink.
how many episodes have they got drunk? She got drunk. She seems to get drunk every other episode.
Yeah, just look at her. She looks
Why?
like a bag lady, doesn't she?
Why have
She's
you got a
like the
lush
woman.
in
You
charge
know,
of Starfleet Academy?
every town has a multi-story, and at the bottom of the escalators, there's an old lady who looks exactly like this, holding a bottle and a bag of spice.
Mm.
I'll be your best friend for a tenner.
No. Here's a £5. Will you fuck off now? Thank
I'll
you.
suck you off for 20.
No, I'll give you 20 to not suck me off. But yeah, again, it's just I am truly frustrated.
Mm.
The casting on this show is beyond ridiculous.
Yes.
How are these people living 300, 400, 500 years now?
Well, I mean, they were thrust forward from their own time period, so they aren't really the women that time forgot. They were just catapulted into the future.
Well, I thought they went to the 29th century, and this is set in the 32nd.
No, I thought they went to the 32nd. I'm not sure. I stopped watching Discovery after season 3.
Yeah, I had to nope out. I mean, I had to nope out with Stranger New Worlds as well.
Yeah, same here. I got halfway through season 1 and just stopped because it's just not engaging, not at all. And this is the worst of the worst. I'm shocked that we're actually doing this on a weekly basis.
Even Graham says, isn't this supposed to be a family show? Drinking seems to be promoted a lot.
As does gayness. It's almost like they've got an agenda.
Ajimajaj says they're all that they are all drinking is so boring. I mean, there's nothing better in that future. There's a point there.
Mm.
But why Mum's got to whine about wine?
Yeah.
I agree.
I think the writers write about what they know, which is alcoholism and trauma.
And being depressive.
They have broken modern lives steeped in sadness and self-loathing, and they project that into each and every one of the characters in this series. It makes you wonder how the previous incarnations of Starfleet ever managed to function.
That's not Roddenberry's vision of the future.
What, alcoholics and trauma? No, it isn't.
It was all about optimism for the future and where mankind or humankind now
inspiration,
could go.
Where we were going. It was the journey, the destination, and it was an optimistic look for the future.
And this show and the writers are saying, well, that's exactly what we're doing. We're doing this and we're giving people hope and optimism, and it's not. It's far from it. Where is the
hope and optimism in this series? Just point to it.
No. And just look at Captain Ake here. She looks like one scary bitch.
I'll tip you off.
It's looked like they've turned off the frame-by-frame skin smoothing filter.
Oh, they ramp it up a little bit later on. But don't mind about that. Just drink. Don't think about it. And she's even thinking there's not enough booze in Starfleet for me to lick that tuppence.
Oh, well, Faye, this is good stuff.
All I hear is Cartman's voice every time she opens her mouth.
Yeah, I mean, we've said many times the audio mixing on this is absolutely terrible.
Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you. Did you notice, or ask you rather, did you notice that horrible reverb was back this week?
Yes.
Why are they doing that? Why have they accentuated things with a horrible amount of reverb? Mastering reverb is supposed to be so subtle you don't even notice it, but it adds to the overall feel of the mix. And this is just ridiculous. Oh, God. I would not want... How she got a cock in it is living proof any woman can get laid.
Absolutely.
In fact, I'd sooner wake up next to fucking grot bags.
There's somebody at the door. Bloody hell, it's Tilly. Close the door.
Yeah. Lock the door. Quick. And yet again, she's scromming around with no shoes on or anything. What a mingy old cow.
And she's supposed to be inspirational. I don't think so.
Whoever, the people who bigged this up, are fucking deluded beyond belief.
They are, yeah. Brain damaged, some might say.
David Byrne in drag.
There is no redeeming features of this series whatsoever.
Do you know what's going through my head right now? Better run away. Oh, psycho killer, kiss say. She is. She's David Byrne in drag. Look at that. We're nearly synchronized vaping. We'd sooner vape than talk about this, guys, to be fair.
I'd sooner slip my wrist with a rusty butter knife than talk about this.
With a rusty rod. Yes. Snorter Poopus Cuba says, I pitied the humans who like this drivel. Me too.
I do as well. Their bar for quality must be so low, no one could limbo under it.
I don't understand this in the chat. Christopher Snyder says, red-haired chick is like the Anne Shirley of space. Who's Anne Shirley?
I've no idea. I'm going to Google her now.
It must be an American thing. Ajimajaj says, we have multiple characters that are centuries old or taken from their time, and they have no better story than the one ever other show has already done better.
Oh, Love and of Green Gables.
Oh. Okay. K70 says, in that case, watch Star Trek Defiant. Argentum, hello RG, says to Cuba, I know someone who likes this, but in the same way she likes to watch 90210 and laugh at how dumb it is.
True. I used to do the same thing with Hollyoaks, but even Hollyoaks was more engaging than this.
Yeah. RG says, oh my God, is that hair on her feet? No, it's like some kind of lacy coveralls she wears on her feet, like shoe protectors, but without the shoes. But how skanky must you be to just parade around? You know, somebody could have been on Ramulon 9, the ramming planet, and come back with all kinds of ism on your shoes. You know,
have Gaydon and Kyle been there?
Yeah, with his 4 balls and his space aids. Well, it doesn't matter, just drink.
Drink.
And she's like, yeah, go on, bitch, I've roofied you.
I like this booze. It's my favorite. Respect my sulker.
Yeah, bitch. I'll respect it, all right. Give it 5 minutes. You'll be on your ass, mate. And she just slobs around everywhere all the time.
I don't get it at all. I mean, Picard had class, tea, Earl Grey hot.
A bottle of wine.
Janeway loved a coffee in the morning to get her started. But no, these girls have got to get drunk at every given opportunity.
And it's still daytime. Look, Jaden tries to talk to Tiramisu, even though there's been a bit of space ghosting.
No, it's Caleb.
Yeah. Why? What did I say?
You said Jaden.
Oh.
You're getting your gay guys mixed up.
Yeah. I think any hole's a goal with this guy.
He's trying to get on Tiramisu's good side, and he's failing miserably because he's a man.
I know. He's got testicles, and she just bounces him off, which was quite cool in a way. I am all that is bumming. If you were any other man, I would bum you where you stand.
So, he's reciting Klingon opera with the quadra-testicles, 4 bollocks.
Has he got quadrabolic sound?
I think he has got quadrabolics.
Definitely. Kyle loves juggling those balls, I tell you.
They should have picked a different play. I'm thinking they'd get more drama and human connection from watching an EastEnders omnibus edition than they would from some random plays.
I haven't watched EastEnders or Coronation Street since 2004, and I'm quite happy about that.
Well done, you.
I know. That was when the first wife went away forcibly. And look, Gaydon sneezing and coughing again. Space AIDS.
Space AIDS.
Oh, look what I've brought you back from Ibiza, Gaydon. I brought you a stick of cock. Yeah, with extras. I have the Space AIDS.
If you look down the middle of it, it's got Ibiza written.
Ibiza? It's Ibiza, love. All right. And he's wearing his skirt again. I keep wanting to say a frock, but it's not a frock.
No, it's just,
Gamer says, fancy a bomb.
yes.
Gav with a... oh, really? Gav says, today is a good day to bomb. And it's funny because Ardent Party said it at the same time as Gav. Quadrabolic sound. Franco liked that one. What's this here? Ardent Party says, lol, a random Coronation Street episode script would be better than this. Haven't watched it since the 90s. Lucky. It's trash. Ajamajaj, I can't even pronounce that, so I'll just make it up. Why is the scrawniest guy in this show playing the Klingon?
Because he's gay. And he talks like this in real life.
Ah. It's all right. People are mentioning other shows in the chat. Other shows do exist, but not while I'm on here. Not in my book, anyway. And I thought this was quite funny of Darren. He's calling her a pig. Well, he's calling Gaydon a pig.
Really? I thought he was doing his snout because of Tilly.
Maybe he could smell her chuff.
Mm.
Or
He seems to have some sort of deformed Carrie Fisher Coke nose.
Well, he is a fish boy.
Can you go back one slide and check her fingernails?
No,
I can't see any.
No. There we go.
No.
There we go. Useless. He's just basically a stunt cock. He's not good for anything, is he, really?
Not
and
really.
Like you said, he showed so much promise at the start, and then it just went downhill. He went into a beta boy before you know it. We thought it was going to be another, like, how can I put it? Somebody in line with Darren, but he turned out to just be plastic.
But don't they all turn out to be subservient to their female counterparts?
Oh, yeah, because girls are the bestest ever.
Mm.
And they're all getting roles in this bullshit play, and turns out that fish face, go on, do it.
Which one?
Give me.
Oh, give me. Oh, from Devin Blackburn.
Oh. I'll do it.
Give me anal.
I come a long way for the power of anal. I hope pain is something you enjoy. Christopher Lloyd is like the best. Him and Dawn are like the best Klingons ever. A Plumber as well to some degree. I can see you, Kirk. Can you see me? Oh, do be honest. One warrior to another. I love doing that. Punchy says, how did she manage to get on Ozempic and look worse? Yeah. Gamer says potknacker for Trev.
Yay.
Actually, I spread the joy when it comes to the potknackerage. Oh, God. Condescending bitch.
Yes.
Just
I'm not
the
a fan
smugness.
of Tilly.
No, she's so smug. And like I put on the screen, on the thumbnail, Smug Drivel. That's exactly what this crap is.
But they're all smug. Reno's smug as well. The Doctor is smug. Holly Hunter is smug.
They all are.
Mm.
They've all got an air of up their own arsedness about them. And is Sandwich Acquisition Machine doing coatnail there or what? Looks like it, doesn't it? Let's have a quick snort.
Let's have a quick one while the cameras
Yeah.
oh the shit, the cameras are looking at me.
And they're all so sullen and joyless. Fair enough, yes, they had a bad experience, but that's what life's all about. You like what Burke said to Ripley, you get back on the horse. Spare me, Burke, I've had my psych evaluation this month. I know, I've read it. You wake up every night, your sheets are soaking wet, and you're dreaming of Durham. Oh, God, just look at her. I bet any money she is the biggest bitch stick in real life.
She looks the sort, doesn't she?
Mean ginger cowbag.
Mm.
And she's jealous of Terima. Oh, she's got a tuppence that's well worth it.
And an emotional inhibitor, although Tilly doesn't need an emotional inhibitor because she's absolutely devoid of any kind of emotion whatsoever.
I wonder now, she's got the super duper model. Can she hit the vinegar stroke now? Will that limit it?
What do you mean if she rubs her inhibitor?
I don't know.
with the thumb and forefinger.
You never know.
Mhm.
You never know. Maybe it's got a vibrate setting. And Sam was just so annoying in this scene as well. She did like the biggest fucking suck up ever. Oh, here we go. Glitch, bitch. Doodle-doo-doo. Drop on the floor. Blah, 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 blah. She proper spannered out, didn't she?
She did. She glitches out, and all this was caused by a phaser.
Yeah, from God, what were they called? They were totally uninteresting. They were just Reavers, weren't they? Basically.
Yeah.
Oh God, what were they called? Something really derivative and unimaginative.
You know how much of an impact it made? I sat down, watched the episode twice, wrote out a page of notes, and I cannot for the life of me remember what they're called. Furies. There we go.
Furies,
Thank you, Franco Walker.
Nice one. Good. Yeah, Furies.
Somebody remembers.
I couldn't. Just not memorable at all. Hey, who's that kid at the back? I've never seen him before. That's the one that Darren was going to beat up earlier. A fish face. She's weird. She's like a Poundland version of Jessica Biel. She is, isn't she?
Just a little bit.
I tell you, it would have been a better casting choice than her. Although she's a bit too old for the role. The bird who was in Dollhouse. I can't pronounce her name. Is it Deechan Lockman? She's half Australian, half Tibetan. Nepalese.
Nepalese?
Did you
she's
see?
Got big nipples?
I don't know.
Well, that picture you posted in bondage gear.
Yeah. Not like picture number 12.
Or number 7. Yeah.
Steve Davis with a tuppence.
Yes.
Did you ever see Altered Carbon?
Yes, I did.
Who played Tack's sister? That's her who I'm talking about.
Ah, yes. I vaguely remember. Season 2 was awful, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Anthony Mackie did not do it justice at all.
No, he did not. He just didn't embrace the character at all. It was like they were completely different people when they're supposed to be the same one, just in a different body.
Yeah. Apparently, if you enter a new sleeve, you're the same consciousness no matter which sleeve you enter. And it's like you said, Takeshi Kovacs, he became a totally different person. And yet, Joel Kinnaman, he just brought that character to life.
Yep.
And his character, well, the person whose body he was inhabiting, his name was Riker, of all people. I thought that was quite good. Oh, speaking of which, new series on March 27th, For All Mankind. Looking forward to that. I love that show. I noticed she went a bit Max Headroom too during certain portions of this spasm, if you could call it a spasm. I don't know what to call it. I mean,
it sure progressed a bit from just her hands going to completely spazzing out.
Yeah. Yeah. And the doctor's all getting a bit touchy-feely with her. Yeah, and he gets all preachy.
You're not a machine, Sam, but isn't she, though? Isn't she a machine-engineered artificial life form?
Yeah. And then there's all this, like, contrivance about real life from Voyager. And I don't know. Yet again, another... they're getting all out with the member berries, I think. I think that's what they're slowly doing towards the end of this season. Apparently, season 2 wrapped up yesterday in Toronto. Oh, here we go. Captain needs a brush. I think Captain Pugwash is more Kemp than this woman. Yar masturbates. And she's glitching because she hasn't had a Subway for 6 hours.
Hungry. Why don't you eat that Snickers on Gaydon's forehead?
I thought it looked like a Mars bar what had been left on a radiator for a day. Oh, no, and look, there's a light bee.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the doctor bringing up a light bee on her pad? Yeah. On his pad. I mean, we've never seen her have one of these before. What exactly? Is that composed entirely of light? And he says her processors have been overloading for weeks. Aren't processors physical? Has she got algorithmic process? How does she even project? I hate her so much. She's not grounded in any kind of reality whatsoever. You
No.
may as well just say black girl magic and be done.
Where's the Doctor's mobile emitter as well these days?
Maybe it's built into his comm badge now.
I thought that. Because it really, his in this era, his comm badge is 200 years out of date because it was from the 29th century.
Yes.
Because he got it from Henry Starling.
He did.
In Future's End Part 1. Because the time ship that Captain Braxton had was obviously from the 29th century. And they're in the 32nd century now. So, his technology is a bit outdated. Maybe they've, surpassed it and given him something a bit better these days. We actually get to see the light bee grow out of nothing a little bit later on. But
So
the Doctor's...
maybe her light bee is light-based as well. Just try and make some sort of sense out of this, because none of it does.
Yeah. But he gives her this whole lecture, and he's not the same kind of photonic life form as what she is.
No.
They're like chalk and cheese on the grand scheme of things. But she goes on about this as she looked up to him and how he's an inspiration on her planet. Doesn't seem like that when they go back to where... Oh, God, I've even forgot to... Oh, Keg. I've got Keg going through my head. It's the same thing.
Anyway, she's got a self-generating overload loop, which is just sort of random techno babble. So they're going to have to go to Cass to fix her.
It's just techno bollocks.
I will try to fix you.
Yeah. Since when have pads been holographic, says Franco. I think that's a real pad in this situation. Oh, crikey. Just come in my studio, why don't you? I think somebody was looking for me and were a bit surprised to actually find me in here. But it looks like they're going to have to go to Cask. And Robert Picardo is just, I don't know, he's worse than a panto dame in this episode. He's just so hammy. He goes to the point where, when an actor's really good, but they kind of go past that mark and they go straight to overcooked ham.
Well, a bit like Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. It's almost like, you could be watching these guys in summer season at Ho seasons. They're just not believable because they go so far over the top with the acting, it just doesn't become credible anymore.
I know what you mean.
It's not good.
No.
She definitely needs to run a brush through that mange.
Or at least go through the transporter and get herself a haircut.
Yeah. What's that all about? Oh dear! But there wasn't any real points worth noting because all the scripts got a bit heavy in places, and it was too much. It like goes from naught to over the top within a couple of beats, and it's just the level of acting here. It's almost like you can understand why Robert Picardo just stayed a character actor. It's like he wasn't designed for the big leagues.
I think he's just in it for the money.
Oh, this is definitely a cash grab for him now.
Yeah, retirement fund.
I mean, I thought he was great in Stargate Atlantis and when he played Dick Woolsey in Stargate.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Woolsey.
Yeah.
He's a very much hated character.
Yeah, he wasn't well liked. Maybe that's... I thought he was great as Starkiller in The Explorers. Oh, look, it's back to Gaydon. It's nice how they just like, oh, well, Sam's had a bit of a tiz was. Oh, well, let's just think bugger and carry on. Oh, this whole play malark is it's just ridiculous. Oh, God. Give us a bow. Hang on a minute.
Have you loaded up the last lot of slides again?
Yeah, it's all right. I'm titting up. It's because it's red hot in here. You wouldn't believe how hot it is. I'm going to have to crack the door open.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, and I can't concentrate.
Your clothes.
So they decide to go to the planet Cask What a name. But it's a planet that exists outside of our temporal space-time, as you do. And what is it with the Kurtzman warp effect? You know,
It's horrible. Did you see when they came out of warp? It looked
Mm.
absolutely ridiculous.
And yet they broke their own canon, didn't they, with Picard season 3? Because when the Enterprise D was resurrected and they went to warp, it looked normal and it looked great.
It did, but then,
And then
you know,
do this shit.
that's all down to Terry Matalas.
Yeah.
He did a really excellent job on that series. And instead of this garbage, they should just put him in charge and say, do Star Trek Legacy for us.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll have a
people actually want that.
We'll have a Jack Crusher 7 of 9 series. Hell, we'll even throw in Raffi. People don't object to her too much.
She's all right in small. She's a bit like paracetamol. She's all right in exceedingly small doses. Yeah, but Robert Picardo just over the top with the acting, and he's purposely resistive towards Sam, and he shuts her down, which is great because she shuts the fuck up for the rest of the journey.
Which is great news because they're going to cast to get help from her makers, which is interesting.
I don't even like the set designs at all on this show.
No. Why do you have all that big area on a shuttlecraft? What's it for?
Wouldn't you have more like seats and cargo storage? And that just looks totally impractical, having everybody sat like that. That seems a hefty waste of space, if you ask me.
Even on the smaller shuttles on TNG, they had a console in the center, didn't they?
Look at the Yangtze Kien type. Oh, runabouts. They were great.
Yes. Fantastic little
Gaydon Gaydon, I keep calling him Gaydon. Caleb Sulkin. But then, ding dong, gets a message. And old Tiramisu, she's pissed as a fart. And I thought this got this borderline Me Too territory here. Because she was sexually aggressive towards Caleb.
She was. She gets a little bit grapey with him, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah. And then, have you noticed something? This is indicative of all women. Because when you say no to them, that's not acceptable. But they can say no to men, and men just have to get over it. But just look at her here. She's a few sheets to the wind here.
Yeah, it's another example of the writer doing another scene where the female character gets drunk.
Look
they did it earlier with Captain Tilly and Reno. They made Sam get drunk when they went to that bar. That they're always getting absolutely wasted. It's like it's the only thing they know.
It's almost like they're saying to the audience, it's okay to get completely trolleyed. It's fine. You know, if anything happens to you, that's not on you because you're not responsible for your behavior. It's other people, how they react.
How are we supposed to relate to this? I don't care about any of them to get sad. I mean, when Tasha Yar was killed by Armus in Skin of Evil, it was shocking and a pointless death that left everybody who watched it reeling. She didn't have much character development in the first season, which is one of the reasons that Denise Crosby wanted to get out. But when she was killed, it really did impact everybody.
Yeah.
But if half the cadets on this were killed by a warp core breach, I wouldn't give a shit.
No, I don't think anybody else would either. And then she goes in for the Tash, and she tashes on proper with him, and she's wanting a bit of disco steak. But he's like, "Whoa, hang on a minute, you've had a few too many." And she's like, "How the fuck dare you turn me down?" And then she's like, "You pathetic little mummy's boy." And then she gets verbally aggressive and abusive towards Caleb.
Why don't you go back to Genesis?
Give him Genesis. Yeah, so she's getting a bit mardy bum about that. And he knows to walk away, bless him, but she has to keep going in for the kill. She's just so bitter. And he's like, I'm not listening to this. He's got the good sense to walk away, but she just wants to keep turning that screw. Like any woman, it's funny that women seem to want to taunt men to the point that men react. They want that reaction. And then when the men react, oh, they're bad. And, you know, I'm not condoning domestic violence. As somebody who's been a victim of domestic violence and laughed at, You know?
Had he actually succumbed to her needs, he would be facing a court-martial. So he did the right thing.
Yeah, because he could have got done for great because she's not in a fit capacity to make a sound judgment. And then she realised it was then at that moment she realised she fucked up. And she's nobody to blame but herself. But she's an absolute spoilt little cowbag.
Mm.
And then she goes sulking to Genesis. Caleb wouldn't knob me.
Yeah, so you just literally slagged her off moments ago, and now you're being consoled by her, you two-faced bitch.
Yeah, she tells her, I don't like you because you remind me of some chick who competed against me.
And she wishes she could go back to being the person she was in the war college. I mean, she was in a coma for over a month. And aside from the bad acting and pretending to be drunk, I can't see any difference in her since the Miyazaki incident.
Franco. Too soon, mate. They don't like it up 'em. R2 says these writers don't know Synthale exists. All they know is they spent their college years drunk. So all kids must do that too.
And Genesis here says you're on your way to being the next you. This is sort of dialogue written by somebody who's got a live, laugh, love poster on their living room wall. I'm just being my best self.
Sorry, Chickadoodle. I don't have snoo with the crazy.
And then Genesis goes on to say, I'm just being my best self.
Yeah.
You're like a port in a storm, which makes Genesis sound like she's been shagged by a lot of sailors.
I don't know. I think she's seen a lot of semen in her time.
I think she probably has.
When you look like that, you've got to take anything you can get, I suppose. She kind of looks better in profile, doesn't she?
Yeah. But when she's looking head on, it's like she's in landscape.
She looks like a carp. And what's with those eyebrows? They haven't really explained that as of yet.
Well, that's just her species.
Yeah. And yet she's still amiable towards Princess Tiramisu.
Well, that's the thing, is all of the cadets are amiable towards her. They're all accommodating towards her. They all have friends and they want to pick up where they left off. The only person being a jerk about everything is Tiramisu. Yeah.
But she's been given a pass because she went through a harrowing experience and she's got PTSD and she was in a coma. What they don't actually know is that there was a spelling mistake. She was actually on holiday in Cromer.
Well, that would make me drunk and miserable as well.
Yeah. We went to school camp there one year. It was awful.
Never fan of crabs.
Again, this horrible warp effect. It just, why? And, they did it in season 1 or 2 of Picard. They've done it obviously in Disco. And I thought, there's no need for that. It's almost like being decadent. Oh, look what I've done to warp speed. We're going that fast. If you were to travel at these warp velocities, even science says you wouldn't see this. You would barely see anything because space is that vast.
Space is big.
It's so big. Oh, Douglas Adams. Rest in peace.
We love you, Douglas.
I do know. I listened to the radio version of that before obviously it was on TV like everybody else did. And I thought it was far superior on the radio than it was on the TV. But I enjoyed both.
Yes. I didn't like the remake, the movie version.
Oh, God. With Sam Rockwell and what's his name? That guy who's a bit of a beta. Martin Freeman?
That's the one. He played Arthur Dent, didn't he?
Yeah. And that guy out of, oh, God, what's it called? The really crappy David Duchovny thing with Stifler in it. Evolution.
Well, at least they didn't have the old prosthetic Zaphod head, which it looked like it was going to fall off at any given second.
I like the original Zaphod Beatable Brox, but Sam Rockwell didn't really do it justice.
No.
At least Sandra Dickinson wasn't in it this time. And she was married to the pig.
Yes.
Was it Restaurant at the End of the Universe?
Yes.
Why won't you take my hind quarter? I worked really hard on that.
Because you're Doctor Who, mate. That's why.
Yeah. He wasn't the best Doctor Who, bless him, but he gave... Oh, just look at that. That's indicative of Holly Hunter's character.
Has she smuggled some booze on the shuttlecraft?
She's been on the Spice again.
I'll be your best friend, Sir Dollar.
Actually, McCartman sounds a bit more like the midget from Fantasy Island.
The plane, boss, the plane.
I'll
see it,
stab
that's
you in
well.
the balls.
Oh, look, they've made it to Cask.
Cask.
And it's not
There it
technically a
is.
planet. I thought this was a bit of a callback to Vija,
Yeah, with the whole opening up and taking the shuttlecraft in.
the Vija orifice,
But
as they called it.
Is this made of light as well? Is this photonic, this
Don't know.
structure?
Apparently, they left their own planet, their planet of origin, when
Mm,
their creators died, which
Yes.
half makes me wonder, did they kill their creators?
I think they did.
Because there was an episode of Voyager, wasn't there, where there was a photonic on board a ship and it went crazy and it killed
Yes.
the entire crew?
Yes.
It was
Wasn't
the
there a-
guy. It was
there was
the
an-
guy who was in Alien Resurrection who made it to the end, even though he was carrying an embryo.
Wasn't there an episode of Red Dwarf where that happened?
Well, they had the hollow ship, didn't they? And Rimmer qualified because he cheated,
Hmm.
and he was going to replace the woman he fell in love with, if you remember.
Oh, yes. Season 4, I think.
Yeah. Oh God, and it went all black and white. And then you've got, well, we created an environment that you're familiar with, and then the creators, they don't really explain what they actually are. Fair enough, they are photonics, but why would they look like this?
Hmm.
Just as a random collection of light.
And
just-
why would they recreate the atrium in such lavish detail? Do they know its specifications and how it looks? Did they just grab that from his memory?
Well, it'll all be from Sam, from Sandwich Acquisition Machine.
Mm.
Chewie tell Edgy4 getting some work again?
Yep.
It was great in Kinky Boots. I like that film, to be fair. I often don't like films of that nature, but Kinky Boots is actually quite funny.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. This is so bad.
Mm. Don't they go on to say it's more than a faulty emitter? So she actually has an emitter, a physical thing that generates a form,
Yeah, light bee.
something that emits light. Why don't they just come out and say it's a light bee?
That would be far too practical, and it would give things a reason. You know, that's why she exists, because, you know, she's got a light bee what projects her image.
Mm. And the Doctor won't hold her hand because he hasn't matured at all in the 900 years since his activation. And
Yeah,
his
but we get an
bedside manner,
explanation, you know, because
it's still as stoic as ever. And they recall her oral memories, but oral relates to the ear and a sense of hearing, but they're accessing her visual memories. And
Yeah.
somehow they're doing it in the third person. They're not doing it from her point of view. They're doing it from cameras that are looking at Sam.
which is a bit weird. But it
is.
turns out that they're either going to shut it down, but the Doctor comes up with a remarkable idea. But he's got this whole, he's an emotional cripple, really, isn't he? Like you say, he's been online for 900 years, and he hasn't developed at all as a person.
No, you would think after 900 years he would have got over it.
And like you said, here we go, they're experiencing her memories,
In the
like
third
you say,
person.
in the third person. Which you could play a theremin. And these aliens of Cask, if you call them that, they're all a bit petty and pedantic. And they're just so nitpicky, and they don't understand fully. And yet, you know, Sam's almost an analogy for autism.
Mm.
You know, she's experienced a world she doesn't fully comprehend. And then we go back to this Tilly bollocks again, and she's basically just trying to draw out all this PTSD and doing it through the pretense of theatre. But Tiramisu, she's not taking any crap. I mean, she calls out Tilly for her bullshit, and rightly so, I think. But they're all condescending, and they're all up their own arse, and they're all special, and none of these cadets stand out. They don't scream of Starfleet material in any shape, way, or form.
No, I wouldn't want to serve with any of them.
It's like, well, apart from Genesis's dad being an admiral, what real skill does she bring to the table?
None whatsoever. And
exactly.
They go on to describe the characters and the situation in the play, which makes me never want to encounter this play ever again. And they seem to talk about it for what goes on like an hour. It's almost like a time dilation effect, like the one on Cask, where 3 minutes is like 5 hours, and it certainly feels like that watching this garbage.
Let me try and just catch up with the chat for a little while. Franco says, holy fuck, this is bad. You're right. Locusta Vamper says, yeah, these are borged holograms. Scary. Let's see. The emitter hasn't worked in years, says Cuba. The spice must flow through the hologram, says Ardent. Maze 4 says, this looks like absolute shit. It is.
It is.
Punchy says, which franchise will Kurtzman ruin next? I don't know, because he keeps failing upwards. You know?
I know what you mean.
Oh, one here for you from Skyfire. Z, that would mean that the world assemblers behind Starfleet Academy would have to do research, and that isn't happening.
It's not, no.
Paul Dickinson says, if the show was taken to a vet, they'd put it down for its best. Is this a Klutzman production? It sounds like that. Lucy Moody says, the Orville needs to come back. Apparently there is a season 4 in the pipeline. I don't know how true it is. They're in talks with Hulu, apparently, I think, if I remember right. R2 says she's broken because the Doctor, who's a white male, has failed her. She's not responsible for learning the process of her own trauma. Wow. Nailed it. Lacosta Vamper says 900 years is too long. It just isn't believable. Who is keeping this hologram in service? Ajamadash says it's a bit embarrassing that these filmmakers do not pay attention in colour theory. If you have white light, you have all colours by definition. So, oh well, who cares if about the psi in the F? Yeah. Oh dear. It really is that bad.
Painful.
It is painful.
Oh, the dialogue as well. When Tiramisu says, I am the ghost girl.
Yeah.
She was never a ghost girl. All of her friends were there and there for her when she needed them. What is she even fucking talking about?
Locusta Vamper says, I think this is it for Kurtzman once this is over. I don't think so. He'll just keep failing upwards. Oh, we've got a new member. Hello, Graham. He's become a YouTube member. Thank you for that.
Oh, thanks, Graham.
We're at 22 members now, which means we can start doing members-only live streams.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
And I've kind of fathomed a way of doing the Babylon 5 streams.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I'll be doing them on YouTube. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm thinking about doing them on Rumble, because you can pretty much do whatever you like over there without any repercussions of any variety.
Well, that sounds a lot of fun. Maybe we'll be able to play some clips.
Maybe we can actually watch the entire thing and watch it as a group of people and enjoy it that way.
That would be lovely.
Be interesting, be a little bit different. I don't know, maybe there is a way of doing it on here, but I'm not getting the time to get any research done. I've got so much stuff kicking off, it's unreal.
YouTube is very strict on clips.
Yeah. Mace 4 says Babylon 5 is far superior to modern Trek. You're damn right it is. Huh. Lacosta Vamp says, can teleport people instantly but can no longer replicate food. Yeah, they do use replicators from time to time when it's a plot device or it's a part of a narrative. But Tilly just needs a cricket bat right across the chops. No tiramisu. She's like going on about her pain and her damage. All these kids, they are all fucked up. A lot of them. Every single one has got a piece of baggage. I mean, even like Darren goes on about, arranged marriages and, having to marry somebody and the wheels coming off, which reflected his pain from last week, but didn't take into account our pain for having to watch it and watch, fucking Gaydon be his best man badly.
He did his duty for his planet, and then he got gaslit into giving the whole thing up. So
and then she made it seem like she was doing him a favour.
Yeah, don't worry, I can go bus on my own.
Oh yeah. And look, there's his little bit. Yeah, no, I had to fucking get married last week, and then I got ditched at the altar, and we had it annulled. Caleb, the utter look of, I don't give a shit. That's not my problem. He reeks of, it's not my problem. And Tiramisu, she's just like building. She's not prepared to take Tilly's bullshit. And she's basically, I mean, fair enough. Yes, it was Tilly's intention to get him to do this with this whole theatre lark. It's just a smokescreen to draw him out of this dilemma because of the Miyazaki. I can never say it. Go on.
Oh,
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki,
that's it. I mean, she gets to the point where it's just laughable because, she's just had enough. She gets up, she has a bite, and Tilly says, oh, you're skirting close to the edge. So what? I don't think she gives a crap at this point. I mean, instead of trying to get her to deal with the issue of having to do that mind fuck, and she did it for a reason and a purpose to save those kids. She was the most heroic person, not Bial, even though he died. And I noticed how they didn't mention him at all. He doesn't even get a mention in this episode. Barvey, sorry.
Yes.
He does not get a single mention from anybody. There's no Kyle. There's nobody from the War College to say, well, Barvey gave up his life as much as what Tiramisu did to save those kids via the mind link she shared with Caleb.
Yeah, and Tiramisu spent her first 6 episodes with Barvey.
Yeah.
And yet she's more concerned about her fees than the loss of a fellow cadet. She doesn't even show any remorse towards the loss of Barvey.
I think even her brother's embarrassed about her baggage as well. He's about as emotionally outgoing as a rock. They're all a bit stunted, aren't they? Emotionally, they only care about their own feelings. They're not very mindful of other people. Emotionally, they're all immature. A lot of them. I know the kids. I know they're like 18 and 19, but they are just.
I mean, this episode is written by somebody who has to see a therapist at least twice a week for the past 3 years because their dog died. They've got absolutely no idea how trauma works or how to come to terms with it. They certainly can't write it as anything more than a melodramatic mess. It's a Twilight level of bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, B-roll stage. Oh, hi, Rumble. Hello, B-roll stage. Cracking show on Sunday on the Monsters and Mimosas matinee. I can't even say it right myself, and I do the voiceover for it. Your perfect excuse to shrug off the day, the Mimosas and Monsters matinee. Oh, it was such a cracking film, Z. You would have loved it. A modern B-movie, like a spoof black and white monster movie. It was great. Oh, crikey, I've forgotten the name of it already. I was quite trolleyed, to be fair. Anyway, we're back to Sandwich Acquisition Machine. And, we're dealing with her damage, and the Doctor's fighting her corner. And he's guilt-tripping now. He's carrying guilt for something from an episode of Voyager. The episode Real Life, Season 3, Episode 22. That was written by Harry Claw and Lisa Klink. Do you know who directed that episode of Voyager?
I do not.
Potsy Weber from Happy Days, Anson Williams.
But real life had far more emotional weight than anything in this garbage.
And it had got Wendy Sharl in it as well, who Robert Picardo had been in loads of films with her because she was one of Thingy's players, wasn't she? Oh, God. Oh, I forgot his name now. I'll kick myself. Oh, come on. Joe Dante's players. Because she was Charlene. She played his wife, didn't she? And Wendy Sharl, who was Wendy in Inner Space. She also plays Thingamabob. Oh, God, what's her name? Stan Smith's wife. I can't remember her name now.
Francine.
Francine. Yes, Francine. Seth MacFarlane. He's a bit tired, isn't he, with his stuff?
Yes.
But Belle, his daughter, she gets, is it Parisi Squares or something? And she ends up on life support. Tiramisu's doing a runner because she can't face up to her own trauma. But there's no Sam there in the room, and that kind of irks her a little bit, doesn't it? And then they all Scooby gang it, don't they? Just sit down and reflect on how great Sam was because she was the best ever.
Yeah.
And Jaden's like, she did not give me crabs, like Kyle.
They all come together to rehearse the play because that's apparently how you deal with trauma.
Yeah. And then go on about a toothbrush. This is what a 32nd century toothbrush looks like.
Where all the bristles gone? Has somebody been rubbing that on their tuppence too much?
Yeah. She certainly seems to have fond memories of the toothbrush. She's smiling away.
Does it vibrate?
Yeah. I think it's an Oral B for real. Where have you had that? Where's that been hiding? You did not get that out of your bag. I did. I got it out of my prison pocket.
Can I borrow it?
And Darren wants to go as well. They're all lapping it up. Look, even Caleb wants a twizzle on the stick. Yeah, so these guys deal with all their baggage by reflecting on how cool and great Sam was. All of them. And, you know, the emotional range of these actors is piss poor.
Yeah, I mean, really, you thought this be their best episode, seeing as they're all theatre kids.
Do you know, I've seen MDF with more range. To call them wooden is an offence to wood. But yes, Genesis is smug. Darren's smug. Caleb's that far up his own arse, he's hanging out of his own mouth. And then they go up and just start reciting this play. And it just makes everything all so better. Oh, that's it. That's put everything right now. And then we get to the meat of this story. The doctor's all, I couldn't hold your hand.
I think it's this scene that the entire episode was written over.
Yeah, and we get this fucking memberberry to Voyager, where the Doctor recants his story of the holographic family he created for himself, and B'Elanna ramped it up to 12 to teach him a lesson. And his holographic daughter, Belle, got injured in a game of Parisi Squares, I think it was, and ultimately dies, and he couldn't deal with the passing.
No, I don't know why they were explaining this to her. Did they not say in the previous scene that had Sam in that they had terminated the series acquisition mill?
Yeah.
So
because basically it was balked. It was screwed up beyond all belief.
She was samaged.
Yeah, she'd had one subway too many.
Yeah.
Well, now the Doctor's pleading for a second chance because this seems to be the only way that he can get any sort of closure on what happened with Belle.
And the Caskins say that her neurological pathways have developed beyond their understanding. They are literal gods.
On that world, they are, yeah, because they are the creator of everything they put in front of themselves. So obviously they didn't make her or design her with enough capacity to experience the world, the environment she was put into for a reason.
Yeah, so apparently she's traumatized because her program lacks the ability to process it because she didn't have a childhood and lacks resilience. What kind of bloody nonsense is that?
Yeah. It's like they've just basically, here's a 17-year-old, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, this actually reeks of the writer being abused as a child, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah. I think they had a grandfather and they remember their granddad giving them one. And
Come
it
down,
wasn't a
sit with Grandad Jimmy.
Werther's original.
Jingle, jangle, jilly,
No,
jolly,
none of that on
jolly.
this stream. We did all that on Tuesday, thank you. Moving swiftly on. This is a family show for family people, not.
But this
So-
Werther's original, and you go, it'll take the taste away.
Yeah. That'll take the taste out your mouth, Timmy. Now shut the fuck up. And don't tell your mother. Oh, yeah. So he's got this whole idea about he'll be her dad. I'll be your dad.
Yeah.
And it's
Because
going
of the
to take
time-
it's going to take 2 weeks to live 17 years for the Doctor because time works differently. Yet again, they reference Voyager, the planet where he went down on. Sorry, that came out wrong. There was a planet, wasn't there, that was had a tachyon core, and it was like a minute there. Hang on a minute, I'm going to have to try and figure this one out. Like Voyager was a star in the sky, and there were angry gods. And the Doctor went down there because he was the only one that could survive. And I think he had about 200 years, and he even alluded to the fact that he'd had kids in that episode.
Yes.
But we finally get to see Sam's light bee. It's like reconstructed from nanoparticles, and it forms right in front of the Doctor's eyes. So this is it. This is a cask light bee. This is Sam in a nutshell. And he starts from the beginning. She's a whiny little kid, and he starts pulling faces.
Yeah, turns into a whiny little girl and turns into a whiny little teenager.
Yeah, so he has 17 years now. He's technically her dad, so he's making up for the loss of Belle and living the fatherly experience.
How
with
is
Sam.
she ever going to experience trauma or resilience in this perfect parent program? How exactly is that going to fix her? She's not going to gain those skills unless things happen to her.
It's bullshit.
All you see is the Doctor being the perfect dad. So perfect that he still overfeeds her and she comes out as a fat sea-nut.
I'm afraid being a Munter's programmed in. She's the Munter model.
And the Kaskian say she'll have 2 sets of memories. But no, the whole point of this procedure was to give her a complete memory. Her 209 days of being active will be appended to the simulated 17 years that the Doctor gave her. It's one memory, not 2 separate ones.
RG says in the chat, maybe you can raise her to be less stupid.
No, I don't. I will lay money on the fact that her personality will be exactly the same in future episodes as it is now. Not the fact that she's had a father figure for 17 years. You would think it would make her intrinsically different to the Sam that we've known in previous episodes and give her a more rounded personality. But I am betting, and I'll put money on it, that in the very next episode, she's going to be the same weird quirk chungus that she's been for the last 8 episodes.
Yeah. Graham says, such a convenient plot element so she gets character growth. She won't, though. She won't grow from this. Gav says, so the Doctor got over the loss of the entire Voyager crew and everybody he knew multiple times because he lived so long, but can't get over his fake daughter.
No, this is like Wanda throwing hissy fits and murdering half a multiverse because of her imaginary children.
R2 makes a good point here. Why is she photonic and not made of programmable matter? Because that seems to be a thing in this show. Atom Gray says, oh my God, this is dumb. It is. It is so dumb.
It's actually made to entertain dumb people.
Yeah. Lucy Moody, this sums it up. I have no words. Maze 4 says, compare this to classic Trek. I mean, TNG, DS9 and Voyager. You can't compare this.
No, this is just another filler episode. That's 2 filler episodes in a row. And if you want to be absolutely honest about it, 8 filler episodes in a row.
RG says, God, I hate quirk chunguses.
Yes.
Oh, this hits. Lucy Moody, I take back every bad thing I ever said about Enterprise.
It's been a long road.
Oh, we did it at the same time. Every week. Oh, dear. Graham says they'll never know what you sacrifice for them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ooh, they're spicy take here from Franco. A single white male bringing up a black child, there will be words.
Maybe she does experience trauma. We just don't get to see it on screen.
Here we go. Classic quote from DS9. Mace Force says, "It's a fake." There's a good meme about that, where that Romulan's doing gardening and he says, "It's a rake." Then it's his birthday. "It's a cake." I like that one.
It's a small off-duty Czechoslovakian traffic warden.
Punchy says, "For morons written by morons."
Yep.
Oh, R2 says, "Word is episode 10 is worse than everything we've seen so far."
Join us in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. Dave Milner says, Jezebel says it's a Theatre Kids ep written by Theatre Kids. I don't know who Jezebel is, but I'll take your word for that.
For Theatre Kids, yes.
Oh, Ardent Party says, at least he doesn't have Tourette's. Too soon.
I'm afraid I can't raise her because...
Skyfire says each episode of Starfleet Academy is exponentially more stupid than the previous one. I agree with that.
Possible, but it is.
It just gets dumber every week. Dumb and dumber. Oh, and then there's so much contrivance again, and she's decided she's not going. She's facing up to things. Her brother's like, "Yeah, I knew you wouldn't go." Like, "Yeah, I'm your brother. You know, of course you know what I'm going to do."
Because of a play.
And Gaydon's like, "I'm appalled you are staying. I wanted your makeup. Kyle likes a bit of rouge." Oh, Genesis, she's so smug. She's like, "Oh, God." I thought, see, tiramisu is competition for Genesis. Because there's like only 2 chicks you'd probably do after a few drinks. One being tiramisu, although I think she's a little bit too frail for my liking. She looks too small and dainty. And then you've got Genesis. But then again, you know, I've got kids older than these characters. So it's a bit wrong in my book. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, reading that play has completely sorted out my trauma of blowing up people's heads. I'm glad to be back with you guys.
Atom says, "We all know Trev gets fidgety during long award shows." I do get fidgety, yes. I was really happy once because I misheard somebody when they said they were buying me a fidget spinner. I thought they were getting me a midget spinner.
Midget spinner, like Warwick Davis on a roundabout.
No, Debbie Lee Carrington from Total Recall. "If you need a hand with this one, give me a holler." But yeah, they're all smug and they're all up their own arses, these kids. Look at them, it's all about me. No, it's about me. It's like a me contest. And then it's about me. No, it's about me. No, it's about me. And Gaydon's checking out Derham's arse. "Maybe today is a good day for a 3-way.
Let me get Kyle."
You and Kyle, yeah. He doesn't like Kyle because he's a bit jealous of him deep down.
"You can both suck 2 bollocks each."
Like Derham's like, "I'm a little bit jealous because I can't do wang shapes with you and Kyle." And it's all sort of like wrapped up conveniently. Yeah, tiramisu, she's all right now. And then you get these 2 smug bitches. And it's like, "Oh, you've done good there, kid. Oh, yeah, look." And Tilly's getting all the credit for it. And then this makes me laugh. She says something about, "Oh, I wish you could come and meet my 3rd-year students." So if Starfleet Academy's only just started again, why she got 3rd-year students? If it's only just started. Yet again, another plot hole.
Yeah, because aren't they the first lot of new students in Starfleet Academy? So how have they got year 3s?
Exactly. How the bobbins does that work?
Spot.
And I thought, hang on a minute, that's not plausible. Tiramisu's going to catch up with Tilly now. Let's... the rancid Ginge gives the rancid bag lady a cuddle. And this just felt unnecessary. You know, because Tiramisu's going to have to validate Tilly and how great she was. And without Tilly, she wouldn't have got over everything. Oh, but you can thank me later because I'm ginger. I'm off some Ozempic. But yet again, smug. All it is smug.
Smug mode.
And then she goes back to join the rest of the Scooby gang. Oh, yeah. We all love each other, even though we're all up each other's arses. And then Bag Lady goes to the bridge. And then she's on about, she's referencing this play, isn't she now? And then, here we go, sandwich acquisition machine. Oh, everybody's missed her. Oh, look. And I found this quite interesting. They managed to smuggle one in eventually, if you know what I mean. Durka. If you don't like it, I'll put a jihad on your ass. Gary, suck my cock. Did you know Team America's based on Megaforce?
I thought it was based on Thunderbirds.
I think it's a bit, a lot of 6 one half dozen of the other. But anyway, it's subways all round. Genesis and Tiramisu are tiny.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, now she's got a dad. And he's in the background. And it's all hugs all round for everybody. I think she's trying to eat Derham. I haven't eaten. I've been on a shuttle ride for an hour and a half. And the doctor's like, yeah, I can leave you to it now because you've got that balance in your life because you've got that 17 years of upbringing now. Even though it was in a simulated and enclosed environment, which didn't experience the world in a real sense. Where was the disappointment? Where was the falling off your bike? Where was that lad who called you a fat, ugly minger and smacked you on? Do you know what I mean? All stuff like that. But the doctor's like, smug again. Oh, my work here's complete. I've got to close your over bell and I can hold your hand now and it's perfectly acceptable. And I've done such a great job of raising you and you've become such a literally well-rounded young person.
I've never seen anybody as rounded as she
I
is.
know. And that alien, I think, is just a prop in the background because it's just been stood there inanimate all the way through this scene. I don't think there's anybody in it. I think the same person's inside that as what's inside your judge's costume at the moment, if you know what I mean. Anyway, moving swiftly on. She's the bestest ever, and everybody loves her, even though she was like the most annoying character to date. And there's a wide variety of characters to choose from. Oh, there we go. Bag Lady gets to reflect on everything. And then it's the whole stage analogy, The light goes out and she's in silhouette because it's a stage. It was all staged.
None of it.
Oh, let me get rid of that. There we go. Oh, God, this was just so hard work.
Why do they do this?
Why do we do it?
This is $10 million an episode. $10 million.
How is that even justifiable?
It isn't.
Oldest Gamer says, is it over? Yes.
This is money laundering, plain and simple.
Franco says, thank fuck this is over. Not Z3PO. Hello, you. Says, all the world is a stage, BS. I agree with that. This just gets worse every week. This... What's that? Is it Star Crash, the one with Hasselhoff in it and is bad in it?
Can't remember.
Oh. Well, imagine the worst film you've ever seen. Worst sci-fi film you've ever seen.
Worst sci-fi film I've ever seen.
Yeah, this show makes it look good. You could watch Phase 4 and be more entertained by that than this.
I could watch Philadelphia and get a laugh.
I could watch Dairily and get a laugh.
Mm.
You're posher than me. You said laugh.
Laugh.
We don't do receive pronunciation up this way. We're common.
Not?
No. Bath. It's a bath. Oh, Mace 4 says 10 million an episode, ludicrous. Oh, I've took a bit of offence, gamer. Battle Beyond the Stars is 10 out of 10. It's 10 out of 10 anyway. Paul Dickinson says, I can breathe now. You shouldn't have stopped.
Yeah, especially if you stopped at the start of the episode.
Atom Gray says, Star Crash has a couple of good points, though. What was that film on Sunday? I've forgotten it now. I will kick myself when I remember. And it's not like I can go back and rewatch the stream. But that was, oh God, there's a woman in it. She's English from Kent. And she was in Eyes Wide Shut. And she plays Betty, this scientist's wife. Oh God, I can't remember her name, but she's smoking hot. Let's see. RG says, I've seen a lot of bad sci-fi films. It's hard for me to pick the worst. Mimim Segur says, that's a lot of money to bore people off their arse. Sci-fi says, I don't know. I've seen some bad sci-fi, most of it on Atom's channel. Franco says, Turkish Star Wars was epic compared to this. I know. Bollywood RoboCop is better than this shit. Oh, RG says, Star Games, that's the worst one I've seen. Oh, that's it. Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. That was it on Sunday, Z. You really need to check that out.
Never heard of it.
It was made in 2001, and then it was a festival, like a Skydance festival type thing.
Ooh.
And it didn't get picked up. It got picked up by Sony and TriStar in about 2003 and got a release. And it's a modern, like a B movie. It's black and white. But it's really, it's really stupid. And there's he's got this mutator gun, and this other scientist finds it, and he just fires it into the forest, and it mutates a load of forest animals into a woman called Animala. And she's like, yeah, and she comes out in like a black cat suit, and she's like, but it is just so bad. It is good. Oh, what was this? Oh, Paul Dickinson says Saturn 3. That is a great bad movie. Skyfire says, I like Saturn 3. We ought to do that on Just Great Movies when it comes back. I love Lost Skeleton, says Lucy Moody. Galloping Galaxies is better than Modern Trek. Galloping Galaxies? Wasn't that TV show with Kenneth Williams doing the voice of the robot?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was on BBC One. It was a kids' show. Jim Herman says, so Cadavra will be coming out with their 25th anniversary edition. Maybe. Those people made a bunch of movies like that. It's like Airplane but Plan 9. Yeah, I agree with that. Mace 4 says, I like Saturn 3. You know, that was a total car crash of a production. Because the actor, Kirk Douglas, decided to take over production. He became the unofficial director, and the director walked off because of Kirk Douglas. And then, right, Harvey Keitel lost his shit at the premiere. Do you know why?
Why?
Because they dubbed him over with a voice actor with a mid-Atlantic accent. And he wasn't very happy. But he comes out with weird stuff like non-tactile contact. Oh God, what's it called? Hector. That's a really bad robot. Do you remember that film, Z?
Which one?
Saturn 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hector. That when it gets mad.
A bit of a grapey robot.
And if you think about it, the Matrix ripped it off, because Harvey Keitel's character, he slots a thing in the back of his neck with like a TV aerial on it. You know, like the pull-out telescopic antennas you used to get on radios and TVs.
Yes.
And he plugs it into a port on the back of his neck. Now, they did that in the Matrix. And there's nothing, if you think about the Matrix, there's nothing actually original in that film. The Wachowski brothers at the time, I'm not misgendering them, they were men when they made it, They probably still have they still got meat and 2 veg, or have they had it lopped off?
I've no idea, nor could I care. But they made better movies when they were brothers than they did when they're sisters.
Oh, definitely. Mace4 says Hector the Robot. Yeah, that was great. That was a great bad film. I remember watching that for the first time. It was on late on a Friday night on BBC One. You know when they used to have the slew of like bad movies. In fact, that was the same run they did Looker and also Runaway, stuff that we've covered on Just Great Movies.
Ooh.
Wow. Gavin Blackburn with a quote from him. Can I use your body? He says to Farrah Fawcett, can I use your body? Basically like, do you fancy a shag, love? No. Do you mind laying there while I have one? Do you know? Oh dear. What's this? Not Z3PO says, I like the slice and dice when he kills the other pilot. Yeah. That is quite brutal. Skyfire says, RG, remember the FMV game that some of the MST3K people were in? Saber Rain looked like that, but it was supposed to be a real movie. Yeah, apparently those riff tracks are coming back. They're doing a comeback, aren't they?
I've got a fan version of Mystery Science Theater 3000 where they do Star Trek 5. I'll have to link you to it at some point.
Anyway, next Tuesday, Just Great Movies is supposed to be back. But every time I try and reload Just Great Movies, I keep coming up with an error. I wonder why that might be, Z. Maybe there's still a bad movie in the chamber and it needs expunging.
Ooh.
Jaws, expel them. We ought to do like an MST3K, like some kind of deal. But it's just a shame that YouTube's a bit too strict on the rulage.
Yeah, but as you say, we could always do it on Rumble.
Yeah. May says Trek 5 needs an upgrade. It does. Needs a new script and... Oh, dear. Dave Milner says, someone should MST3K Starfleet Academy. Now then, just before we pop off, tomorrow night, there is a good chance that we will be doing a Friday night shite. There is lots of news this week. And I kind of want to get it in, if you know what I mean. Would you be available tomorrow, Z?
Perhaps.
Well, I'll take that as it is. I'm hoping we can get my wingman out of retirement, Graham.
Ooh.
And it was nice on Tuesday. If everybody missed Just Bad Movies on Tuesday, we kind of got the band back together for The Last Jedi. There was me, there was Z, we got Brian out of retirement, Swappers was there, and we had Ruin. Yeah, that was a great show.
It was. I love that. Go watch it. Last Jedi.
It's absolute fun. We had a proper blast with that, and I really did enjoy it. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you ever so much to Gavin Blackburn. I'm not giving you anal for £2, Gav. There's not enough pot knackers in any shop. And thank you to Graham for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you for that. Every little helps.
Whee!
And I really do appreciate all the help that we do get on the channel. If you don't mind, if you enjoyed the show, give it a like. That would really help. I could do with getting more people giving the shows a like, because I don't push that enough. YouTube tells me off for it all the time, but I'd feel like that's pushy. If people enjoy it, then fair enough, give it a like. If you feel like you would enjoy being a part of the community, then give the channel a sub. That would be great too. You can even become a channel member if you wish to do so, but only if you want to, right? I hate having to do that, Z. I feel dirty having to do that. But anyway, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Z, for popping along tonight. It's been an absolute blast. Oh, episode 9 next week. 2 more to go. I am so looking forward to seeing the words "the end." Do you think season 2 will air, even though they've just wrapped on it?
I think they're contractually obliged to give us another 10 weeks of this filth.
Oh, please, no. Oh, God. I'd sooner go round to Fred West's house for a week. Anyway, thank you everybody. It's been an absolute blast. Catch you tomorrow for Friday Night Shite. Looking forward to that.
Oh no, not again.